live, very.
In England. The Health Secretary, Victoria Atkins, is in our Westminster studio for us this morning. Morning to you.
Impending
Can you just explain
dentist
what
crisis.
you're announcing this morning?
So the dental recovery plan
Westminster
is
live.
Offering both immediate term but also longer term
UK 24
to the issues that I know you've been reporting
Times
on
down
recently
there.
and that we all want to see changed. You know, I'm proud to represent a beautiful part of Lincolnshire, but we're very rural, very coastal,
date today is the
and we find it difficult to attract
7th of February
to our area to conduct
2024.
NHS work. So from the moment that someone is in their mum's tummy, pregnant mums, we're offering help for pregnant mums all the way through to adulthood to ensure that we are helping children get onto the right start for life, smile for life we're calling it, with help in nursery settings and in family hubs, all the way through to increasing the premiums that we pay to dentists to take on new patients.
Darling, there's these places where there's deserts where there's no dentists. That's the problem. It's been an issue lately. It's been going on for the last 6 years. And it's gotten worse and worse. All of a sudden, you guys start acting. Too late, too slow.
Welcomed by both patients and dentists, the dentist profession alike, because this really is a step change in how we're tackling NHS dentistry.
I've driven my dentist into private.
Can you explain to us
dentistry,
how
what you
this is
expect?
different to Labour's proposal?
Especially Liz Truss, see the nail on the coffin.
On the programme back in November, talking about their proposals, and they do sound really quite similar.
Well, I remember that interview, and I thought BBC Breakfast gave my Labour opponent a bit of a going over, because actually Labour's plans, they are only offering a further 700,000 appointments. We, through all of this concerted work, are offering up to 2.5 million more appointments. And what is more, we're not going in with the attitude that the state knows best. You know, today, this morning, there'll be mums and dads at home getting their children's teeth brushed on the way to school. The overwhelming majority of parents do this, and they don't, you know, children do not have problems with their teeth. But what we want to do is to help those families that really need it. So in some of the most deprived areas with the worst ill health.
Yeah, why did you let it into that state in the first place?
Into schools, not asking teachers to do it as Labour.
Why are you pouring money into the
dental teams to go into schools to brush
Middle East and everything else at the moment? Why are you? Don't you think about the people in the UK? Why are we third citizen class citizens? The last minute you throw money in it.
Whilst of course we work with the family to ensure that they're able to do teeth.
Too late, too slow. Damage has been done.
Though, trying to address some of the issues we know that adults are facing. So we are bringing in the immediate term dental vans into the most underserved areas. Again, as a rural constituency MP, I get it. And we're going to be bringing these vans in to try and, if you like, stimulate the dental market.
You wouldn't have to have done this if your party had done the right thing like 6-7 years ago and kept spending the money. You cut it back. What should you expect?
To say to those dentists starting out,
you need more money than you should be spending.
We will give you a golden
just like borrowing money from COVID,
to set up
which is Sunak did.
In one of these underserved areas, again with an idea to stimulating the local dental market.
And that money, you know, hasn't even paid off yet. Not for 50 years. That'll take 50 years to pay off or more.
Of their NHS
debt-wise.
We know some do, but we know sadly some don't. Work to the maximum of their NHS contract through the new patient premium, offering dentists of up to £50 to look at new patients, as well as increasing the unit that they are paid for a treatment. It's a very complicated contract.
Okay, let's try and keep it. I'm really sorry to interrupt you, but I'm going to try and keep. I know we're short on time, and I want to keep it really simple for people who are watching at home. All of this is going to cost money. How are you funding it? Are you funding it via an underspend in the budget?
We are spending £3 billion a year on NHS dentistry. This is an additional.
Is that an underspend?
Million.
Just a couple of moments ago, Wes Streeting said on this programme there is a £400 million underspend in the NHS budget for dentistry.
It's an additional 200 million. So we are already spending a lot of money on NHS dentistry, understandably so, but we want to turbocharge this because we know.
Because there's an election year, that's why. You know, if you don't do something, you're going to lose us voters. We ain't stupid, darling. I'm voting you out. Goodbye, Conservatives. Hello, Liberals, and hello, Labour.
With getting appointments for those people, as with people who, since the pandemic,
it's a Game of Thrones with politics, guys. You see how dirty it's getting this year.
Whatever the reason, they're
Very
finding
dirty.
it more difficult to get appointments. So we're being very targeted, very focused in how we are tackling these issues. But in the longer term, importantly, we are training more dentists.
I had a dentist for 36 years, same one, and he was driven out. He's driven into private care because he couldn't afford to live on those wages at the NHS. What a surprise. And these people here, this woman is talking, they're the problem. They're behind all the problems in the UK. They need to go. The dead one is to be washed out.
Into the UK to work. We're working with the General Dental Council.
Too late, too slow, darling.
Great, but I'm just going to bring you back to that 200 million figure, because am I right in thinking that actually the budget for NHS dentistry has dropped by £500 million since 2014?
Aye, there you go.
Putting in an extra 200 million.
Too late, too slow.
That's to my point where their budget is hugely smaller than it was 10 years ago.
So a lot has happened since 2014, but
The budget's dropped, hasn't it?
Aye, it certainly has.
We have, our budget is £3 billion. As I say, that is a
Which
lot
is
of
lower
money.
than it
And
was.
Indeed,
Mm.
last year we put out a ring fence.
All thanks to Liz Truss, she made it worse.
In fairness to them, some areas
You should have voted her in, darling.
We don't have
In your party.
NHS dentists working to the top of their contracts, then we will innovate. And indeed, some of the dental vans that I'm talking about bringing in, there are already dental vans.
Come on, let's get the cleaners out, cleaners party out, guys.
And Birmingham and
Let's
other
wash them
areas
out.
to try and really help those parts of the country where people are struggling to get appointments. So this is about very practical measures that we have seen work already. We want to spread it out across the country so that from pregnant mums through to adulthood, we have a plan to help people not only smart.
No forgiving her, this party, no.
Just to bring you back one more time.
No, great
Is the
of
budget
happiness.
lower than it was?
Need to wash them out.
So the budget is £3 billion.
No second chances, darling, your days are numbered.
As I say, we are spending more on the NHS
Blown it now.
than we ever
They know
have.
it.
That is a.
But is it
that
lower
is
than
a
it was?
Well, it's a £3 billion budget.
So is it lower?
Come on,
a lot
be
has
honest.
happened in those
So
10
that's a
years
yes.
that you're talking about. But as I say, this is additional money, an additional £200 million.
You can't trust them, can you, guys?
Additional after a
Interesting,
budget cut.
It's a little bit rich for Labour to be lecturing us when their proposals would only provide 700,000 appointments. We have
Yeah,
gone the extra
you
mile 'cause we
had
want to
caused
help
this
this.
problem with
We
COVID.
want
You
to
have
help
caused
a
this.
million more
Why
people.
can't Labour can't do very much because of what your party's done? So, you know, you are so.
People asking you these questions, it's me.
Yeah, listen to her.
You've just quoted West Streeting to me, so I'm
I
responding
can
to
quote
the
the
quote
British
you've just
Dental
quoted.
Association if you like.
Okay.
They say
Aye.
it's new money. It's coming out of the existing contract value.
Aye,
Well, again, it's
you liar. She is.
£200 million. And interestingly,
From a smaller
when
budget.
we have been working with the dental profession to see what they need. So the new patient premium.
Don't cry wolf to me, darling.
And we understand that will help a lot of dentists take on new patients onto their books. We know that the UDA, we want to work with dentists to reform the contract. But in the meantime, we're bringing that unit price up to help counter some of the problems that they are engaging in. And we want to encourage a dental market across England, particularly in those areas.
You want more people to teeth to rot, do you? Do you want more people to be walking around
Before we
without
can go,
teeth?
I want to ask you about a story we
Guilty as
covered on
charged.
the programme this morning. A group of patients with epilepsy who have been taking sodium valproate and as a result have had children with disabilities. A huge number of people, families affected by this. We spoke to
Same
one lady, Karen,
care
Ross,
industry.
who's here in the last hour, who
It's
had
bad.
4 children affected by this.
No one
She's
cares about
seen
anyone.
the new report that's been put out by
Except
the
themselves.
government.
And the carers don't care about
Her
people any
question
longer.
to you would be this.
What do you expect?
When are you going to do something about it, and when will they get compensation?
So the reason that report exists is because we, the government, listened to women who have gone through this horrific ordeal, and we wanted to get the evidence. We wanted to have someone independent, the patient safety commissioner, as you've described, to provide recommendations. The report obviously has just landed. We are going through it very, very carefully, but I absolutely understand the women who have been affected by this, the families who have been affected by this, and their calls for justice. I absolutely understand that, but just as we listened to them and brought this report forward, we now, I think, ought to, do right by the author in the report, look at it carefully, and then come forward with some meaningful recommendations and proposals.
Victoria Atkins, thank you.
You can't trust them, guys. There you go. Please subscribe to my channel on Sunny Gems on the Force. We always listen to my friend's biking gym, but every Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. on Surrey Hills Radio, ITF 5 Surrey Hills Radio Station. This is my friend Shane every Friday at 10 a.m. to 12 live on the Surrey Hills Radio Show every Friday. And this is my friend John and Lars Show every Sunday at 9 to 12 p.m. live on the Woking Radio Station show every Sunday at 9 to 12 p.m. It's quite on Sunny Gems. Because these dentists and everything that's going on in the industry of the UK, all routes lead to the Conservative Party. We need to get them out. We need Labour to take over. We need Liberals to take over. We need a change of power. It might take 5 years, but those guys are numbered, and they know it. The cowards are. Bye on, it's quite on Sunny Gems.